Maybe when we go on tour, it's all shootings. Like other shots got kicked at the shootings. If you talk that talk, you gotta do it. Why they trying to hold me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of it down. Why they trying me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of it down bread. Like kids wanna go on tour and make music. Every time you go on tour, it's all shootings. I'm the last of the dying breed. Uppercut these bucks in the chin and they fly with ease. Bleed what I have to bleed. This blood's what I have to see. So big, go sit with your back. I call it Applebee's. Trying to get stuck. Tell them ask for me. That match pack, I got to get struck. By the gasoline, I've never lost. I got OGs to get it back for me. Call me down, call me the crown. Call me your majesty, God. They try to handle me, Lord. No, I'll play that. Bullets in that gray Mac 8-track. They go way back. About them all. Climb them up. Where to say that? Put numbers on your head. You already covered in face tats, boy. Why they always trying to snake that boy? Charlie got to defibrillate that boy. Forget about it, you told me to Rocky ASAP, boy. I'm the last of the dying breed. They wanna break that boy. Bringing all that beat to the farm. My man's branded.
So I got it a little backwards. I can still go to the grocery store. But the Beijing hour rerun is already gone through.
More of a smile on his face. I see more energy.
Well, $200, whatever.
Sportsnet's Chris Johnson reports that there are rumblings of a Toronto-Montreal matchup as of opening night on January 13th, while forward Mikhail Granlund is reportedly re-signing in Nashville on a one-year, $3.75 million deal.
But I'm the last of dying breed. Twin hammers look like the Siamese. I got that beam from the Japanese. My French girl wavy, a reminder me of mac and cheese. It is what it has to be. I'm killing out who's after me. They have to see me rich and I swear what's up financially. Like who we frontin' for? They flying like there's a chaplain. These bitches couldn't marry a guy. It was a Magdalene. I shoplift a little bro with Tagalog. It's these instrumentals we got with bragging on. It's rose with beer brook glass ridges with Dragamon. The nigga with the gate and Sega was double dragon on. The Megatron landing in Lebanon. We was slapping that back and forth like a tether ball. Used to live on French Street, right in the Esplanade. Bitches run the ship and make us film it like espionage. You know that's why they set for it. Like why you niggas ain't protect your neck for? Chopping in shifts so we win. Like connect for the cylinder, always a spin. I'll connect for it right into your door when I get it out the chest to George rapper. When you go on tour, it's all music. Maybe when we go on tour, it's all shootings. Like other shots got kicked, I gotta shoot them. If you talk that time,
I got all the buttons.
I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Like you just wanna go on tour and make music.
She's only giving out $100 bills. You only have $99.
Every time you go on tours, it's all shootings.
3 fucking days.
Yeah, I'm the last of the dying breed. I uppercut these fucks in the chin and they fly with ease. I bleed what I have to bleed. This blood's what I have to see. So big, go sit with your fam. I call it Applebee's. Who the fuck trying to get stuck? Tell them ask for me. That match pack about to get struck. I brought the gasoline. I've never lost. I got OGs to get it back for me. Call me down, call me the crown. Call me your majesty, God. They try to handle me, Lord. No, I'll play that. The bullets in that gray Mac 8-track. They go way back. About them up. Time your mark. Look where the safe at. Put numbers on your head. You already covered in face tats, boy. Why they always trying to snake that boy? Charlie got the defibrillator to shake that boy. Forget about it, you turn me to Rocky ASAP, boy. I'm the last of a dying breed. They wanna break that boy. Like, bringing all that beat to the farm. My man's branded you. If you don't get respect in the streets, I can't stand with you. They tell you do it right on the beat. Your man's scamming you. The band's is like a beast when it spins. Crash Bandicoot. Pull up with a camera crew. Cannons in your face now. Anybody that's liking to us is liking face down. White boy, nice with a pen. This ain't no 8 Mile. We playing hopscotch in the spots where the body's traced out. Cause when you go on tour, it's all music. And baby, when we go on tour, it's just shootings. Drive-bys, your eyes watch shut, we gone Kubrick. See, we ain't really about all that talk, we just do shit. I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down breed. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down breed. Like he just wanna go on tour and make music. I'm the last of a down breed. But every time you go on tours, it's all shootings. I'm the last of a down breed.
This is 7 o'clock coffee. He's contemplating how to get rid of all these bodies that don't want to do with all these shots and in this room tonight, the way it takes witnesses to make alright, we're gonna have to just sort of fight.
Like I'm the last of a dying breed. Twin hammers look like the Siamese. I got that beam from the Japanese. My French girl wave, you can remind me of mac and cheese. It is what it has to be. I'm killing off who's after me. They have to see me rich and I swear financially. Like who be frontin' for? They flying like there's a chapel in these bitches could have married a guy. It was a Magdalene. I shot like a little bro with Tagalog. It's these instrumentals we got with bragging on. It's roast with beer, real class riches. We track them on. The nigga with the gate and Sega with double dragon on. The Megatron landing in Lebanon. We was slapping it back and forth like a tetherball. Used to live on French Street, right in the Esplanade. Bitches wanna strip and make us film it like espionage. You know that's why they set for it. Like white niggas say potential network. Chopping in shit to be win. Like a network, it's cylinder, all this is spin. I'm connected for it, right into the door. When I get it out the chest to draw rapper. When you go on tour, it's all music.
I just want some guy
When we go
walls.
on tour, it's all
Some
shooting.
fungus
Like
shit.
other shots got kicked, I gotta shoot it. Nigga,
Oh,
if you
get
talk
rid of the
that
mics.
talk,
They're
you
asking
gotta
you
do
rid
it.
of the
Why they
mics.
try me? I wear my heart on my
the
iron
arts should
sleeve.
fly back
I'm
up.
the last of a down breed. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down breed.
Yeah, some type of small block American V8 or something.
Like he just wanna go on tour and make music. But every time you go
So I
on
can
tour,
say it's gonna be cold when we made it all the way to the beginning of winter with it. It's 28 degrees.
Yeah, I'm the last of a dying
So
breed.
Canada's simple, metric is simple, 0 freezing, above 0 means it smells good enough, below 0 water's gonna freeze. There's nothing else than that part is simple.
Who the fuck trying to get stuck? Tell them ask for me to
8
match
degrees
back
warm?
got to get
Not
struck.
really,
Brought
but
the
the middle of
gasoline,
winter
I've
is
never
it?
lost.
Yeah,
I
it's
got
gotta
OGs
work.
to get it back for me. Call me down, call me the
British
crowd, call me
minus
your
50,
majesty, God.
Winnipeg,
They try to
whatever,
handle me
plus
lost, but
8
I'll
here.
play that. The bullets in
Yeah,
that gray
15
Mac
degrees
A-track,
is
they
a
go
big
way back.
fucking
About them
difference.
up, top your mark, like where the safe at. Put numbers on your head, you already covered in faces, boy. Why they always trying to snake that, boy? Charlie got the defibrillator to shake that, boy. Forget about it, you turn me to Rocky ASAP, boy. I'm the last of a dying breed, they wanna break that, boy. Like, you bringing all that beat to the farm, my man braided you. If you don't get respect in the streets, I can't stand with you. They tell you you a threat on the beat, your man scamming you. The bench is like a beast when it spins. Crash Bandicoot, pull up with a camera crew. Cannons in your face now. Anybody that's lighting to us is lighting face down. White boy, nice with a pen. This ain't no 8 Mile. We playing hopscotch in the spots where the body's traced out. Cause when you go on tour, it's all music. And baby, when we go on tour, it's just shootings. Drive-bys, your eyes watch shut, we gone Kubrick. See, we ain't really about all that talk, we just do shit. I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down breed. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down breed. Like he just wanna go on tour and make music. I'm the last of a down breed. But every time you go on tours, it's all shootings. I'm the last of a down breed.
Are you trying to tell us that we can't
Like I'm the last of a dying breed. Twin hammers look like the Siamese. I got that beam from the Japanese. My French girl wave, you can remind them, make a mac and cheese. It is what it has to be. I'm killing out who's after me. They have to see me rich, and I swear it wasn't financially. Like who we frontin' for? They flying like there's a trampoline. These bitches couldn't marry a guy. It was a Magdalene.
Really, United Nations, 2 faculty activists that have been killed.
It's these instrumentals we got with bragging on. It's rose with beer brook glass ridges we drag them on. The nigga with the gate and Sega with double dragon on. The Megatron landing in Lebanon. He was slapping it back and forth like a tetherball. Used to live on French Street, right in the Esplanade. Bitches run the strip and make us film it like espionage. You know that's why they set for like white niggas say protect your neck for. Jumping in shit so we win. Like connect for the cylinder, always a spin. I connect Thor right into your dome when I get it out the chest to draw rapper. When you go on tour, it's all music. Maybe when we go on tour, it's all shootings. Like other chefs got kicked, I gotta shoot it. Nigga, if you talk that talk, you gotta do it. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Why they try me? I wear my heart on my iron sleeve. I'm the last of a down bread. Like he just wanna go on tour and make music. But every time you go on tours, it's all shootings. The last of a dying breed. Yeah, I'm the last of a dying breed. Gunshot, lick off head.
Until the access and control of the industry. The capitalist method raises funds to study businesses.
Planet of the apes, I was blood clot close. Both part come with a strap, swing off the shoulder. In the coffin, shutting the lid is giving you closure. You ever get close, something's coming out the holster. People ride the train, they're gonna see you on a poster. We poster, but you never talking when we approach. Get the blind, go online, and now you're doing the most. Kill him in my yard, nigga, like I could host. Didn't notice they pulled guns when you thought you could roast. Here's a dose. No, you love niggas, need some milligrams. Hit him with a milli, he be posting it on Instagram. Dust says, let me selling quarters after kilogram. Chrome polish so good, swear I used to Brillo pack, baby. Fried chicken, not still gravy. Shaking up the crown like an earthquake in Haiti. Cops run around, just like how you niggas don't save me. You got Pedro said trying to play me. Pedro said I wasn't sick, but I'm sick though. I give you gangster rap, our calypso. We never stop beating like it's a big bull. And young boy can't stop squeezing, he got his we with the hammers. Shorty in the kitchen, chicken like Louisiana. I kill her like Diana. I go to sleep with a rifle in my pajamas. I was childish, but my Gambino no Atlanta. Gunshot for your head top.
Watch that be on CRI tomorrow.
Niggas that we beefing is so lame. My brothers can clips, my gun black and I spit like old days. 4 white boys who let it sing like Coldplay. I sat back and got a flashback on my old days. Like knock 30 shots up in the fucking chopper. He got shot with shot back and couldn't see the doctor. Nigga play out, cause nigga have a splitter. Remembering the day my brother got it, couldn't get up. My friend got a Mac 11, see me just a weather. And 2 bad light-skinned bitches with a sweater. My city getting crazy and nigga. Moms losing their babies. I know the fiends have to carry my nigga. To a place to bury my nigga. Fuck, but since then, we got a couple heads to bury the trigger. Slings what I keep a gun for. Cause in these streets, it's a blood sport. Not to mention links from the gun store. You shouldn't have died him here. The kitchen bodies here. As soon as niggas slap that metal on that wall of mirror. I need no one. I'm blasted by myself. And I'll keep beating metal to the plastic on the nose. Shoot shots to the pin break. Niggas been fake. And my target is that big chain. Shotgun test half his body. But I'm a pop aim. You know me, I'll take his head off his body. Full shirt looking like ketchup. Fuck, couldn't catch up. Found dead at the scene. No need for a shot.
I'm over here fucking with TF traveling from Florida. I'm on a block right now. This shit drinking. Hey, stay on the phone with me.
Hey, help y'all. Hey, my arm hurts.
How you doing?
You all right?
Bro. Come on, chill.
Fuck the police.
I gotta go back to my house. For what?
Man, you been looking for me. What I do?
Got the gun. It's a wrap.
I might die for this shit, nigga. All them homicides just on Tripp, nigga. Gang banging that Tripp shit. Niggas calling up cause of them blue shades. My people still was right behind, and ain't no nigga pulling up in no new rave. It was cool to the gang raid. Now these tough guys just never act right. Blood can fill a whole bathtub. Let these blood brothers get baptized. Blacklisted on the back.
This hippity hop music stuff serves real good.
Never see me like black ice. We still pack cannons at shack sites. Niggas said it in a man. But the lights can't run a lot. When did we get talking about? Niggas say you in the can. Trying to kill them on the track. Let the people still track them up. I ain't just anybody that'll walk around. Pop kind, only reason that they popping up. Niggas chains on my shoes like crocodiles. They know they fucking with me like a crocodile. Gang.
We should all have teeth. Honda Accord
you never been a part of. I know niggas that got
corporations don't work with
these
us.
roads and they ain't even
Work
put us
with us.
got enough. One person goes out for the city,
Work
got
the
a
factories
mainstream
here.
level. Talk about the top
Of course you do. You build them here. So why would you want to get along with us?
Knock me out
Right.
that I got a TCP relay, the nigga just a product. Think he's styling on you cause you seen him in his product. Big gun bust from a nigga like a marker. Party next door, I need a shot in a parker. Tell Jay Prince I don't give a fuck, yo. Fighting for a rap with a cut though. Quitting in a round and a touch flow. But they agree to keep it on the hush though.
Pakistan makes it possible logistically for the United States to get in and out of Afghanistan. Oh yeah, that's real complicated. You weren't aware of that. Yeah, they're reducing troop levels from 4,500 to 2,500. But I thought they did 2 years ago.
Niggas hopping on the heavy truck. We get bullets, but niggas don't give any bucks. Not gang auto, but I'll show you how to sell me buck. Type of strap, you may need to get rid of me. Really take headshots. So who's guillotine? You ain't not really banging these streets. Got heat from the west, but I'm banging the east, nigga. Crip. Have up a gang that you never been a part of. I put that on my mother and I put that on my daughter. And if you diss one of my brothers and your blacks that is shot up, I'm like Welvin, yelling out God him. So you ain't gotta ask Biggie Smalls who shot him. I got a Biggie pump that'll perk when I pop up. Had to move work in the slums just to guap up. Now I hit the club, tell the bartender top up. The stocks real, so for lock, you'll get shot up. Now I hit the club, tell the bartender top up. The stocks real, so for lock, you'll get shot up.
I might die for this shit, nigga. All them homicides just on. That's it.
Welcome back to the. Oh, I need to hide.
All I have in this world is
Fuckery shit.
With all due respect, I don't.
The Black Snake has
Moulette yo gazelle, kon ange, yo dessiné pour moun kwen. E kon sa wè, ba yo fèt.
When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by, what you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? What you gon' do when them bullets fly by? Pop when you hear the Glock. Duck down, nigga, cause I'm in your spot. Give it up, nigga, you might get shot. I'm the hot shot, so you gonna get shot. Any nigga out here might feel the pop. My 9mm gonna make you drop. I talk about my 9 cause the shit's so hot. When shit goes down, he's ready to pop. He's stressed out, and I'm trigger happy. I gotta take the life and it feels so nasty. Believe me,
This shit ain't easy. I'm a nigga with attitude, so fuck you pussy.
Like 180 kilometers long, 90 kilometers across.
What you going through when the
Like
bullets fly?
850
Fly,
feet
when
deep
bullets fly, fly, when
in the
bullets
middle.
fly, fly. What you going through when the bullets fly? Fly.
It's part of the
What you
Great
going
Lakes, blah,
through
blah,
when the
blah.
bullets fly? Fly. What you
Drainage
going
basin
through
of
when the
Canadian
bullets
Shield, blah,
fly?
blah, blah.
Fly. What you going through when the bullets fly? Fly. What you going through
And all
when
the
the
water
bullets
flows out
fly?
through the same
Fly.
lines with the
What you
seaway.
going through when the bullets fly? Fly. Dark like a goose or snitch to the cops.
And we don't bring
Got
you
cops
all sorts
back,
of
let
shit,
it go
man.
for the power. Bullets fly by like a breeze in the summer. Cold dog set FDLCTE, RIP, and KSP.
We should have two, but at least one ferry that's just a flat deck to drive onto.
Yeah, it's me. I let my bullets fly high, shooting at you niggas like kites in the sky. Blue beams, I'm
The rest
killing
of
this
these
rap
streets
shit. So
spit
what you gonna
extends
do
5
when my
kilometers
bullets
up.
fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets
The
fly
water
by.
pipe
What you gonna
intake
do
is only
when them bullets
1.6
fly
kilometers
by?
in
When
diameter.
bullets fly by, when
This is
bullets fly
approximately a
by.
kilometer
What you
from the
gonna do
shore.
when them bullets fly
You
by?
have to go
What you
past
gonna
5
do when them
kilometers and
bullets
doesn't
fly
have done
by?
whatever you want.
What you
It's going to
gonna
go
do
straight
when
down.
them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by? What you gonna do when them bullets fly by?
Feed all the fucking fish. There's nothing else to be done. Well, all these people won't listen. Mrs. Deaton's Book of Household Management. What do you do if somebody does play in your house? Right, you better get the fuck out of the house.
What you going through when the bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you going
So
through?
it's now heart disease, cancer, COVID, the top 3 causes of death for Americans.
What you going through when the bullets fly by? What you going through when the bullets fly by? What you going through when the bullets fly?
All the sci-fi writers, Stephen King, all that shit. Holy shit, really? Coronavirus is going off the humans. Really?
You might get shot. I'm the hot
It's killing
shot.
them all. It's
So you
sort of
gonna get shot.
spreading and
Any
mutating.
nigga out
Doing
here,
a bunch
my
of
pills are pop.
Not too
My
many,
9
because that would
millimeter
give
gonna
the
make
devices
you
ability
drop.
to
I
survive. It's
talk
like,
about my
yeah,
9
we know
cause
that
the shit's
breathing
so hot.
sci-fi.
When
Holy
shit goes
shit.
down, he's ready to pop. He's stressed out. And I'm trigger happy. I
Everybody's
gotta
got
get
these
the life
weird
and
ideas.
it
Oh,
feels
when
so
I die, this
nasty.
could happen, that's
Believe
gonna
me.
happen. Like, well, if
This
he didn't
shit
set it
ain't
up to
easy.
happen,
I'm a
it's not
nigga
gonna
with
happen.
attitude, so fuck you pussy. When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you going through when them bullets fly by? When bullets fly by, when bullets fly by. What you going through when them bullets fly by? What you going through when them bullets fly by? What you going through when them bullets fly by?
Which is
What
hard
you
because
going through
population's
when them
getting
bullets
bigger.
fly by?
But our life expectancy is getting longer. But there's less places to get buried. This gets confusing. There's Casket Depot, I'm not joking, .ca, and Scarborough. Plain wood. You can get cardboard caskets if you want to be buried without any preserving anything.
Yeah, it's me. I let my bullets fly by.
Dissolved and flushed down the drain.
Like kites in the sky, blue beams.
Which brings us back to this
shit. So what
ferry.
you gonna do when my bullets fly by?
Instead of going towards islands, just a little bit left out to Eastern Gap and go up the road 5 kilometers from that.
What you gonna do when the bullets fly?
With the truck, all the fucking people, and the fucking boat and everything with GPS on them. And
What you gonna do when the bullets fly? What you
I think
gonna
it's
do
the
when the
EPIS,
bullets fly?
automatic vessel identification system or something.
Everyday niggas talking shit. Like they tough in this
But if the weather
motherfucking
gets bad, you can't do it. Like, that's no
But they
joke.
not,
The
nigga.
waves on the lake are crazy.
When the bullets fly by, the niggas tough like bitches. It's your boy, you know, HOTS, Cold Dog, Revolutionary Process Records, KSP the Soul
No
Records.
matter how much water flows through there, one thing known.
And
as well, inside the radius where the pipes are taking our drinking water, that's what I'm
What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by? What you gonna do when the bullets fly by?
Yeah.
Yeah, told them it's the bottom of the hour. Okay. We'll come back to the top.
The black snake, as I see it, and it's one of it. It's a concept.
Oh.
Yeah. That's right.
Oh, wow, that's okay.
The black snake.
Yo. Check it. Yo. Don't give me 10 seconds to battle you back, bitch. I'll leave you in a casket, just using my lips, cause I'm a murderer, but you heard of me before. Never
It's
let the
essentially
one
burial
second
at
lap, I'm
sea.
keeping it in store. I'ma keep it on lock, my lip locks like a Glock. I pop shots off my tongue and I'ma leave your ass shot. I laceration drop the throat from the mic cord. You wanna come at me and claiming that you're hardcore. I battle rap and victimize you fucking whack MCs. So don't come at me cause I'm like a venereal disease. Leave you sicking like the clap from any gonorrhea. You don't wanna fuck with this shit because I'll see you to your deathbed. Off the shit that I said, off the shit that I spit off my head, leaving you a dread, locked like the hairstyle. While I stay so fire with my profile, I mean I lock it up down with my cerebral. But all you and your people been acting like you're so evil, but you ain't bad at all. You need a slap across the jaw, whack and roll, cause claiming shit that you ain't never done before. You're claiming that you grimy and gritty and hardcore and roll, but I think that you learn hardcore with care bands, and I don't care, man, cause I don't really play fair. I need a battle you, start a cipher and spark it, or else I'm gonna have to jack you up and rob your pockets, rob your wallet. Don't know what you wanna call it, being a victimized again. You and this team is how we stole it. We stole it on the streets and invading the homes, and kicking out fucking doors and putting guns to the domes. I'm a hypocritical cat, used to stuff packs, now I slang crack. No, I don't slang crack, because I'm hypocritical, because I said it was so bad. Now I'm sitting here and I'm acting oh so mad, but I'm oh so glad. At the same time, my brothers be making money, but it ends off the packs and that ain't damn funny. Seeing the rig up in the fucking yard, seeing people run up like, oh my god, like what we gonna do? Our kids be getting stabbed up. Age of 12, like yo, let's get this cash up and get this cash up and take them out. Cause we need to band together and get the fakes out. The negativity's the life for helping me focus on everything else, not the positive. So let's go on and just flow. I'ma keep it on the mic, just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic. All your fake ass words of life, and let's go. I'ma keep it on the mic.
Nice
I'ma
save.
keep it on the mic and just go. I'ma keep it on the mic. I'ma keep it on the mic.
Look at these blueberries. That's real. That's not blue fruit color. They might be from Chile or Peru. I have no fucking idea.
Ride around the city with a stick of sticky icky, no complaining, speeding, rushing, blowing trouble. I'm running out of time, I got that money on my mind, and I'm too hard to switch or mix it with the dough. I see these bitches stacking, man, these wannabe rappers talking shit, gee, I better take a note. On the come up, steady rising, some of y'all be steady hiding, I'm colliding, slipping, sliding to your home. Low key, no piano. These rappers frontin' like they Lucky Luciano, but they don't know that I'm a goddamn bad man. And when you see me, best believe I raid in black, that's Batman. I turn yell in the ghost, eat them like Pac-Man. No games, throw you out in trash cans, no shame. You want blow? That's no way. That cocaine got your nose red like strawberries from show dice. I get money and sit back and post, man. Chill deep and for real creep on yo Dane. That heat leave you with no sleep and no brain. Then you awake with no sneaks and no chain. A black sneak getting shiggity. You know Ray, a fast life living, but still dealing with some slow days. What can I say? That's just what it is, dog. But I gotta get that money for my next of kin, dog. Ride around the city with a stick of sticky icky. No complaining, speeding, rushing, blowing trouble. I'm running out of time, I got that money in my mind, and I'm too hard to switch and mix it with the dough. I see these bitches slacking, man, these wannabe rappers talking shit, gee, I better take a note. On the come, I'm steady rising, some of y'all be steady hiding, I'm colliding, slipping, sliding to your home.
the black snake, as I see it, and it's one of it's a concept. It's a narrative.
Yeah.
It's don't get close. It's raw dog. You know it. Yeah, we let's get it, man. Capping is dead, trapping is back. 40s and 5s, beam on the map. Hop out the whip, using the mask. 40 with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said you wanna kill me, nigga. I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story buzz light here, nigga. Trapping is dead, trapping is back. 40s and 5s, beam on the map. Hop out the whip, using the mask. 40s with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga. I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story buzz light here, nigga. Niggas on my dick, so I hit him with the verse. Clientele link, gotta hit him with the work. I'm just block shit, gets on my nerves. Left the bando, I'll be back on the first. Don't get close, no, I won't get hurt. Run up with a frown, walk off with a smirk. And I ain't put it down, send him to the nurse. Shorty got bands, tell me what is yours worth. Mine for the block, came straight from the dirt. Take her up the ends, move to the birth. Got coke, got crack, got perks. Got beef, rap bullets that hurt. Hands over bread like sesame seeds, big bird on the block, Sesame Street. Whip, 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 turn a trip to a treat. I don't got friends, man, I only got feet. Capping is dead, trapping is back. 40s and 5s, beam on the map. Hop out the whip, using the mask. 40 with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said you wanna kill me, nigga. I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story buzz light here, nigga. Trapping is dead, trapping is back. 40s and 5s, beam on the map. Hop out the whip, using the mask. 40s with 30s, you do the math. Hey, nigga said he wanna kill me, nigga. I'm right here, nigga. Hey, real deal, you a Toy Story buzz light here, nigga.
Niggas since kindergarten, liars. Shoot stupid kids been retarded. I make the coke black when I'm in the market. I make the price drop like I'm in the Target. I'm like a holy prophet trying to make a profit. Rough rider, legendary prospect. I ain't where I'm yet. Shout out my gunman, friend, yo. 10-4 in my extender. 2 extra clips for the extra shit. And each whole 7, you getting blessed with it. Yeah, I got so much beef, my ex was stressed with it. Why? It was eye for an eye. Old Testament word. Bottom of wells, my heart dwells. Treating these waters like shark tails. My homie got lashed, was on bail. I had waved the shit. Got tobacco with full bail. The rats used to see me on range and go tell. Catch him at court, stopping with Jordans like Montel. Swear to God, I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma skip the Pico. Every day I pay for new AKs. That's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. That's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. That's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs. That's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs. Look,
the hottest kid in the kitchen, I've been nice. Stop say you double crossing me, think twice. Gold chains, gold in my mouth, case full of ammunition. Cocaine on my nosebleed, that's a Kathy Griffin. Bullets light up the night sky and they blame me, boy. Magnums in the back of the whip, they call me baby boy. My ATL sending your section 80, boy. The fuck do you think the mafia pay me for? Young, rich, and handsome, bullets like an anthem. When they started singing, everybody put their hands up. Ain't nobody been doing the shit that I do. Dark boy, how many hoes can I fit inside you? Scratched up with lines around them like the kids of I know. put up with them acting fight them like this shit's a drive-thru. Angels will find you, but I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma scrape the beakers. Yeah.
Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, like Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs.
Sunday morning, we're going to be talking about some party with 300 people. 192 in the top 5.
Kindergarten liars, shoot stupid kids been retarded. I make the coke black when I'm in the market. I make the price drop like I'm in the Target. I'm like a holy prophet trying to make a profit. Rough Rider, legendary prospect. I ain't what I'm shut up my gunman, friend yo. 10-4 in my extender. 2 extra clips for the extra shit. They each hold 7, you getting blessed with it. Yeah, I got so much beef, my ex was stressed with it. Right, it was eye for an eye, Old Testament. Word, bottom of wells, my heart dwells. Treating these waters like shark tails. Word, my homie got lashed, was on bail. I had waved the shit, got tobacco with full bail. The rats used to see me on range and go tell. Catch him at court, stopping with Jordans like my
the very first customer they had was also the last customer.
I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma skip the
Talk
beef.
about it, so just officially do
Every
the
day I
last
pay
question. I
for
would
new
have been
AKs, that's
so
Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs.
Look, the hottest kid in the kitchen, I've been nice. Thoughts of you double crossing me, think twice. Gold chains, gold in my mouth, case full of ammunition. Cocaine to my nosebleed, that's a Kathy Griffin. Bullets light up the night sky and they blame me, boy. Magnums in the back of the whip, they call me baby boy. My ATL sending your section 80, boy. The fuck do you think the mafia pay me for? Young, rich, and handsome, bullets like an anthem. When they started singing, everybody put their hands up. Ain't nobody been doing the shit that I do. Dark blood, how many hoes can I fit inside you? Scratched up with lines around them like the kids of vinyl. Put up with the Mac and fry them like the shit's a drive-thru. Angels will find you, but I would never pray to Jesus. For the extras, I'ma scrape the beakers. Yeah.
Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs, El Chapo. Every day I pay for new AKs, that's Pablo. Every day I pay for new AKs.
Shutdown as he offers up pandemic financial gifts.
COVID-19 vaccines are being administered to healthcare workers in more regions across the province. A close friend of a prominent Pakistani rights activist found dead in Toronto says her family's deeply suspicious about what happened to her, even though police say it's being investigated as a non-criminal death.
3 police officers are recovering in hospital after being stabbed while responding to a person in distress call in downtown Hamilton.
The Lakers and Clippers are all set for a showdown in Tinseltown, while the Nets dominate the Warriors. Sports at 15.
A money-making Tuesday in the books for Canada's main stock index. Not quite the case in New York. Stocks fall there. Plus, the stock market prognosticators check in on their predictions for 2021.
I want to hear last year's predictions of what was too many year.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. And with Toronto's most frequent traffic reports, we say good evening to Craig Gear.
Hey, good evening, Carl. Good evening, Christine. This report is brought to you by Don Valley North Toyota. So on the westbound 401, we have
good morning,
and it's closed the express lanes at the transfer south of the airport, so you're getting forced into the collectors. So that's closed. The express closed at this transfer to about west of the 410. You can get back into the express through there. But we are seeing delays as you approach this transfer, just a little bit slow. It's nothing crazy at the moment, but that could change. You never know. On the northbound 400, the right lane's blocked off as you go through Mapleview. No delays through there, though. Westbound QEW at the 427, we have the left lane blocked off. Eastbound QEW, we have some emergency road repairs happening just east of Dixie where the right lane's closed. Then the rest are ramp closures. The usual, if you're used to them driving around this time, eastbound Highway 7 right to the South 427 closed. Both the 407 ramps to the South 427 blocked off. We have the eastbound Finch ramp onto the South 427 closed and no access onto Finch. Don Valley North Toyota is ready when you are. Protocols in place for everyone's safety. You can shop the showroom by appointment only or online anytime at donvalleynorthtoyota.com. Next report's at 10:11, and with the forecast, here's Michelle Nelson.
Mainly cloudy for tonight with a cool westerly wind. Will drop down to a low near -2, but it's going to feel more like -6. So layer up before you head out the door. Those winds will start to ease around midnight, becoming more southeasterly by the morning. Your overnight low is -2.
And we are sitting at 2 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. 6 City News Time, 10:03.
Ahead of the province-wide lockdown on Boxing Day, the Ford government is now handing out some financial incentives to make it a little less painful.
680's Kevin Meisner has the details.
A temporary cut in hydro rates is on the way for the month of January. Associate Energy Minister Bill Walker says the cheapest rate will apply 24 hours a day.
Customers will be billed at the lowest price, the off-peak rate of 8.5 cents per kilowatt hour.
And parents of high school students can apply for $200 grants to cover the cost of online learning materials. Premier Doug Ford is defending the decision to delay the Ontario-wide lockdown until Boxing Day, saying the vast majority of the province is already in lockdown and people outside of those areas need time to get ready.
And all we're doing is giving the people that have never locked down in their lives, well, we gave them an extra day or so just to get their life in order.
Some argue delaying the shutdown until after Christmas gives people the impression they can travel or gather for the holidays. Kevin Meisner, Queen's Park.
Please, thank you.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 10:04. COVID-19 vaccines were rolled out at hospitals in York and Peel regions today. This comes as Ontario is reporting more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for an 8th straight day as well as 21 more deaths. We get more details on the vaccine rollout from 680's Michelle Morton.
York Region is seeing its first round of the COVID-19 vaccine administered at the Cordalucci Vaughan Hospital. President of Mackenzie Health, Altaf Station Walla, says about 100 shots are being given today, then 300 to 400 each day over the next few weeks.
There's, I think, a very good uptake. I think people, are still obviously a little bit hesitant at times. Anybody would be, but I think as we see more and more of the rollout happen, I think more and more individuals will kind of sign up. So at this point, we're able to fill all of our slots, so we're in a good place. But obviously people are busy. There's a lot going on. We're in the midst of the second wave as well. So it's a challenging time for all of us. The hospital staff are pretty tired.
Heal received its first doses yesterday when Trillium Health Partners inoculated a frontline nurse in Mississauga, and then the first shot given at Brampton Civic Hospital today. Frontline workers in Toronto last week were the first to receive the shot when the province kicked off its vaccine rollout. The province is reporting 2,202 new cases and 21 additional deaths. I'm Michelle Martin. The province continues to monitor for any cases of a new strain of COVID-19, first identified in the UK. Associate Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Barbara Yaffe, explained what we do know about it.
This particular mutation that's happened in the UK was actually first identified back in the fall, I believe in September. But in the last month, we've seen a rapid increase in cases in southeast England, particularly London. And the vast majority of the cases are that mutation. So it has multiple mutations or changes, but the most important ones are on the spike protein. So everybody's seen pictures of the coronavirus, the COVID-19 virus. It has these spikes on it. And so those are proteins, and that's how the virus latches onto the human cells and enters. So there's been a significant mutation in the spike protein that is making it more efficient for the virus to get into the human cell.
Yeah, he says there was no evidence showing the new strain will cause a more severe illness or make current vaccines less effective. Canada's Chief Public Health Officer says there have been no detected cases of the new strain in Canada.
Go into the dramatic. You told us to get it down. That's
Pakistani rights activist wants answers after the death of their daughter has been deemed not suspicious by Toronto police. We get more from 680's Valentino.
37-year-old Karima Merab, widely known as Karima Baluch, was last seen on Sunday afternoon in the Bay and Queens Key West area. She was found dead the next morning. Toronto police say it's currently being investigated as a non-criminal death, and there are not believed to be any suspicious circumstances. But close friend Latif Johar tells the Canadian press that she had recently received death threats, and he and her family are deeply suspicious about what happened to her.
Recently, her husband got some messages from unknown people saying they will give a Christmas gift to Karima she will never forget.
He says they do not believe her death was an accident. Merab is the second Pakistani activist to be found dead this year. I'm Valentino. 680 News Time 10:07. Canada and the UK have signed a temporary agreement that will head off an automatic increase in tariffs set to kick in at the end of December.
The last-minute deal ensures Canadian goods aren't slapped with British tariffs, but the UK leaves the European Union on January the 1st. After Brexit, Canada-UK trade won't be covered by the free trade treaty that Canada has with the EU. From the Canadian Press, I'm Roger Ward.
I don't go down there.
This is 680 News at 10:08. 3 police officers are being treated for injuries they suffered while responding to a person in crisis call in downtown Hamilton. Police say shortly after 2 this afternoon, they received several 911 calls to the Cannon and James Street area. A police spokesperson at the scene says all 3 officers suffered stab wounds, but they have been stabilized in hospital.
I can't confirm any specific injuries at this time, however, various locations of the neck and head.
The man who police say is responsible for the stabbing was also injured and taken to hospital. He is now facing 3 charges of assault with a weapon.
This is All News Radio CFTR. It will be a very happy Christmas for the 16-year-olds who are hoping to hit the road. As 680's Richard Southern reports, road tests are being called off.
No dice, I'm afraid, getting that G1 over the winter break. The Ford government says
what's this scam with G2 renew
the province-wide lockdown. So all in-vehicle passenger tests in southern Ontario will be cancelled until January 23rd. However, commercial road testing will continue. That includes tests for truck licenses. But this is certainly a blow for younger drivers because Ontario is already seeing a massive driver's test backlog because of all the shutdowns in the spring. In certain parts of the province, you'll experience significant wait times for road tests once they get back up and running. I'm Richard Southern.
Coming up on 680 News, we will check the price of the pumps.
680 News Time, 10:09.
This is your breaking news station, 680 News.
Mask quality
We
matters.
expect the back end to get hit and on up in the side, so all the tail lights are shattered. There's no, what the fuck? People left against my car in the lane.
Trusted manufacturers to protect your clinic, staff, and family. We offer up to 70% off select items with our PPE.
I don't know what the fuck is wrong
Level
with
3
that.
masks at $24.95 per box of 50. Personal use masks at $14.95. And face shields at only $2.95 each.
But he just stayed latched onto the car.
SURGO.com.
I slow down and pull over. He's still stuck on the car. He's yelling at me to pull
Price of gas will drop
forward.
1 cent at midnight to just under $1.06 a liter at most GTA stations. Still to come here on 680 News, we will have traffic and weather together on the ones.
680 News Time, 10:10.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel John Murray of the Salvation Army.
Well, they got his license plate and door number.
Christmas kettle has been a symbol of health and hope during the holiday season. With requests for food, shelter, and Christmas assistance growing daily, and with limited kettles on the streets across Canada due to COVID-19, the Salvation Army urgently needs your help. It's going to be a tough Christmas for a lot of people. Help with the joy back of Christmas for hurting Canadians by donating today at salvationarmy.ca or 1-800-SALVE-ARMY. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
The Carpenters District Council of Ontario points out that this year especially, there's no place like home for the holidays. Whether in person, phone, or video, share the joys of the season with those closest to you. And take a moment to thank Canada's frontline heroes, healthcare, grocery workers, delivery people, and Carpenters Union members working on construction sites, industrial facilities, and long-term care homes. Happy holidays and best wishes for 2021 from the Carpenters District Council of Ontario. Visit thecarpentersunion.ca.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. First up your drive with Craig Gear. This report is brought to you by Uptown Wireless. So just a slight delay on the westbound 401 because of this construction. They shut down the express lane south of the airport. So at that transfer there, if you are in the express, you'll have to shuffle over into the collectors. It lasts to about west of the 410. That's where the express lanes are closed. So just a minor slowdown anywhere from west to the 427 in the express if you are through here. We're also looking at some other construction, and it's mostly just ramps that are shut down. Everything's up to speed on the live lanes that have been taken away. So East Highway 7 ramp to the South 427, that's been shut down. We have both of the 407 ramps onto the South 427 closed. The eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427 is blocked, and the southbound 427 ramp to Finch, that's been shut down too. Unwrap more with the Rogers Wrapped in Red event. Get a free Samsung Galaxy Tab A on select 2-year plans. Visit Rogers at Hillcrest Mall or uptownwireless.ca for details. Next report's at 10:21 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
A cloudy night for the GTA with a low near -2, a wind chill of -6. It is going to be a chilly start to your Wednesday with some gusties and easterly winds. The chance of freezing drizzle early morning, but then sun and clouds for the afternoon. Your high will be +7, well above seasonal. Temperatures will hold steady at 7 degrees tomorrow night as some rain pushes in, lasting into your Thursday. Your overnight low is -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, we have partly cloudy skies. It feels like 2 degrees. Over at Pearson International Airport, we have mostly cloudy conditions, and it feels like 0. 680 News Time, 10:13. 3 men already charged in the shooting of a 12-year-old boy in North York last month who did die are now facing more charges related to a separate shooting that happened on the same day. They are now each charged with 2 counts of attempted murder, according to police, and those counts are connected to a shooting at the Comfort Inn in Brantford that took place just hours before Dante Andrietta Marquim was killed by a stray bullet at Chain and Finch. Police say the boy and his mother went grocery shopping in the middle of the afternoon, and they were walking by when he was hit by a bullet. 2 people in a car got out and started firing at another vehicle, and police say they fired about 30 rounds. No one was hurt in the Brantford hotel shooting, and police say they are still looking for a 4th suspect. This is 680 News. Some language tucked into the U.S. government's pandemic relief bill would put illegal streamers in prison.
No, you won't get locked up for illegally watching The Mandalorian.
This is the way.
But the people who put it online illegally could.
Protecting Lawful Streaming Act, part of the 5,000-page COVID-19 stimulus and government funding bill, would make profiting off pirated streaming material a felony, increased fines, put those found guilty of multiple offenses in prison for up to 10 years. The bill was introduced by Republican Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina, who points out illegal streaming sucks nearly $30 billion a year out of the U.S. economy.
Sort of.
Jason Nichols, ABC News.
What are you paying for?
680 News Time, 1014.
At
JackpotCity.net.
How come the most expensive
with just one casino chip? Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot.
All the ones that have fucking copyright.
Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop,
I'm going to buy as many of these French English
a whole world of
dictionaries as
casino
possible.
games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website. A new chapter begins. This is Raptors basketball on Sportsnet. A season being written before our eyes.
Well, I should have said just take the car. You can only order like 10 bags of every different flavor of shit. There's just 7 flavors.
This guy is on fire. Here to watch the story unfold. Coverage begins December 22nd on Sportsnet. This is All News Radio, 680 News. Partly cloudy skies and 2 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening, I'm Carl Garnish. Here are the top stories this hour. In an effort to ease the sting of a province-wide lockdown on Boxing Day, the Ford government is rolling out some new financial aid, including lower hydro rates and a $200 grant per secondary school student to help cover the cost of at-home learning tools. Hospitals in Peel and York regions received their first batch of COVID-19 vaccines today. It does come as Ontario reports more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for an 8th day in a row, as well as 21 deaths. 3 police officers are being treated for slash and stab wounds in hospital after responding to reports of a person in crisis in downtown Hamilton this afternoon. Police said a suspect was also taken to hospital. He is facing 3 charges of assault with a weapon.
Yeah, but is he aware of that at this moment? Like he just wonders.
From Sportsnet 590 The Fan, here is Josh Goldberg.
It's quite the night already on the first night of the NBA season.
How about we take the traffic
destroyed the Golden State Warriors by 26 points. Kevin Durant looked razor sharp in his first regular season game since April of 2019 after missing last year with an Achilles tear, scoring 22 points in the 125-99 win. Happening now on Sportsnet, the Lakers and Clippers are underway after a very emotional ring ceremony where family members virtually presented the Lakers with their championship rings. The Raptors, meantime, opened up their season Wednesday night against the Pelicans in Tampa. For practice ahead of that game, and head coach Nick Nurse was a guest on Tim and Sid and spoke about how Pascal Siakam is trying to put a rough finish to last season in the bubble behind him.
He's working. I think that there's no secret to the questions he's gotten about his game pre and post bubble. I think he's acknowledged that. I think he's taken it head on. I see more of a smile on his face. I see more energy at practice.
And some NHL news. Sportsnet's Chris Johnston reports that there are rumblings of a Toronto-Montreal matchup as part of opening night on January 13th. While forward Mikhail Granlund is reportedly re-signing in Nashville on a 1-year, $3.75 million deal, according to Elliot Friedman. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 1017. Even being stuck at home at 40 below, there's still some joy left in the world. Like a new Briggs & Stratton snowblower. Hello, handsome. Save $350 now until December 24th at Canadian Tire.
This is Superfan Napatia. You see me driving a lot of SUVs, but I have fallen in love with the new Genesis GV80. The only seat that can compare to my courtside seat is behind the wheel of my new luxury SUV by Genesis. But there is very limited availability. Test drive the official car of the Superfan. Book your appointment at genesismississauga.ca. Don't miss the hottest SUV, the Genesis GV80.
Even being stuck at home at 40 below, there's still some joy left in the world. Like a new Briggs & Stratton snowblower. Hello, handsome. Save $350 now until December 24th at Canadian Tire.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 10:18.
Canada's top doctor is making another plea as COVID-19 case counts continue to surge in some parts of the country. Dr. Trippz is begging all Canadians to obey the public health advice.
Currently, Canada remains on a trajectory for an even stronger resurgence over the next 2 months, and this is a perilous time.
Here in Ontario, a number of public health officials are encouraging everyone to start acting like the province-wide lockdown is already in place. Stateside, this is the deadliest year in U.S. history, with deaths expected to top 3 million for the first time, mainly due to COVID-19. More than 318,000 Americans have died during the pandemic, and President-elect Joe Biden is reminding everyone it will get worse before it gets better.
Our darkest days in the battle against COVID are ahead of us, not behind us. So we need to prepare ourselves to steel our spines. As frustrating as to hear, it's going to take patience, persistence, and determination to beat this virus.
Now, the final mortality data for this year will not be available for a few more months, but preliminary numbers suggest that the U.S. is on track to see at least 400,000 more deaths than in 2019. 680 News Time, 10:19. There will be a delay in the child pornography trial of an R&B star.
A federal judge in Chicago has again delayed the start of R. Kelly's trial. The veteran recording artist has been behind bars since he was arrested in July of last year, but he has yet to stand trial on child pornography and other charges. There was a court date in April and another in October. Both were pushed back because of concerns about the coronavirus pandemic. The new date is now September 13th, 2021. Prosecutors say they can present their case within about 3 weeks. I'm Oscar Wells Gabriel.
In 60 seconds, we will check on your drive with Craig Gear, followed by the extended forecast with Michelle Nelson, pulled together on the ones. 680 News Time, 10:20.
The holiday season always makes us feel better. So let's keep that healthy attitude going. And it starts now at Healthy Planet.
Why they hit the door?
Boxing Day savings on healthy foods, supplements, sports, and beauty products. Now save 30% on the entire line of new chapter supplements. And pick up 2 packs of cloth masks for kids, now for just $9.99. Visit one of Healthy Planet's 29 Canadian family-owned locations near you, or healthyplanetcanada.com.
This Boxing Week, unwrap more with Rogers. Like more savings with all our best phones and accessories for $0 down with financing. Unwrap more time together when you order with Rogers Pro on the go. For fast free delivery and setup as soon as today in select areas. And unwrap more cheer when you get a Rogers Infinite plan with no data overages on Canada's largest 5G network. Get everything on your wish list for your family or small business during the Wrapped in Red event. On now for limited time at Rogers. Visit Rogers.com today.
What universe is this show?
2021, it's time for traffic and weather together on the one. Watching your drive, here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by TSC. So on the westbound 401, the express lanes are closed at the transfer center to the airport through to Here, Ontario. That's where I'm spotting people back into the express at Here, Ontario and beyond. We had some delays from just west of the 427, but those have quickly resolved. So I'm not spotting any slowdowns anywhere. It's just some construction, routine maintenance that we have to put up with right now. On the eastbound 401 at Nielsen and the collectors, they're setting up in the right lane. It looks to me like they're closing some of the Nielsen ramps as well onto the East 401. But we'll just wait for confirmation from the MTO. We do have some lanes that are blocked or some ramps that are closed because of construction already. East Highway 7 ramp to the South 427, that's closed. Both the 407 ramps onto the South 427 are shut down, as well as the eastbound Finch ramp onto the highway and also the South 427 ramp to Finch. Help manage pain better this season with Kalea's Protect and Relieve Winter Bundle available at TSC. Get it today and save over 35%. Shop tsc.ca. Next report at 10:31 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
A high chance for a white Christmas in the GTA. For today and tomorrow, though, we're just looking at mostly cloudy skies. The chance of some flurries. Tomorrow, we'll even see some sunshine with a high of 7 degrees. We're tracking a system that's pushing in from western Canada. It's going to bring us rain starting late tomorrow night. That rain will pick up by Thursday morning with 15 to 20 millimeters expected. Temperatures will hover near 6 degrees on Thursday. So we are going to see that rain continue for your Christmas Eve. But eventually, those temperatures will come crashing down, courtesy of a sharp cold front. So a messy mix as we head into Thursday evening, and then eventually changing over to snow just in time for Christmas Eve. Looking at a low near -6. So on the backside of the system, we are expecting to see some light snow to wake up to Christmas morning. Under 5 centimeters likely for most of the GTA, but locally higher amounts. Very temperature dependent, but the good news is a very high chance of seeing a white Christmas in the GTA. Your overnight low is -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy skies, 2 degrees. Over at Pearson International Airport, cloudy conditions as well, and it feels like 0. Coming up at 10:30, we will have the latest on the Ford government rolling out some financial relief to soften the blow of the province-wide lockdown on Boxing Day. It's expected to include lower hydro rates next month and a $200 grant per secondary school student to help cover the cost of at-home learning tools. And these new measures do come as Ontario reports more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for an 8th day in a row, as well as 21 deaths. 680 News Time, 10:24.
Happy holidays, Sarah.
Are you spelling that H-A-U-L?
Yes. Full-service junk removal is a gift you can give yourself
Or someone you love.
a magically clean house.
All you have to do is point.
Get rid of all junk and make room for the future.
By calling 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
People are always so much happier
When all that junk is gone.
From midnight
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The News, 680 News.
Yes,
Be the first to know.
Brought
Brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers.
Subscribe now at 680news.com/newsletters.
And always be the first to know.
In these uncertain times, we can't travel like we used to. The safest way to travel is
You're
with
wearing the
your
wrong
own car.
kind of vibe.
Why not spoil yourself with everyday luxury and travel with an Infinity from Infinity of Willowdale? Take a monthly holiday now with an Infinity QX50. Forget about turbulence. Your QX50 is packed with driver assist technologies, so you can enjoy the journey. Lease a QX50 from $499 monthly at 0% for 27 months. Your first class seat in a QX50 awaits. Visit infinityofwillowdale.com.
Start your latest holiday. Kids and drinks to bring delight. Lace the Fritos, smooth food Cheetos. Let's for everyone, so merry and bright. Trippz, lovely, love. Come along, sip along, fill your cup. Come this way and start your stay with Trippz for the fun this holiday.
Set your sleigh this holiday season with Pepsi and Frito-Lay.
Christmas News on the 25 is brought to you by the Salvation Army. Midnight Christmas Mass for Catholics in the GTA will look a lot different this year due to the pandemic. The Archdiocese of Toronto says close to 100 parishes will continue to live stream masses as they've been doing throughout the pandemic. But they are asking those who want to go to church to not travel outside their own region to places where public Christmas masses might be offered. A reminder that lockdown zones in the province do include no more than 10 people being allowed in a church at one time.
Christmas news at 25 minutes past every hour on 680 News.
Okay, it's now time for the 680 News Business Report with Richard Southern.
A money-making Tuesday for Canadian stocks. The TSX closing out 51 points, good enough for a gain of 0.33% to 17,552. We saw some strength for technology, in particular the biggest tech stock on the Toronto market, that being Peloton, that being Shopify, hit a record high, closed at $1,647 a share. Resort stocks were a bit weaker, though, with gold fell almost $18 to $1,865 the ounce. And as oil pulled back yet again, down 95 cents to $47.97 the barrel. Well, you know, we're starting to look back at the year that was on the markets here as we approach the end of December. And, you know, what a year it was on so many fronts. But as far as Toronto stocks were concerned, on January 1st of this year, investors were celebrating a great 2019. We had the TSX up 19.1% last year. And things went pretty good at the beginning of the year. February 20th, we hit a record high on Bay Street. But then the world changed. And, you know, the virus got worse. The U.S. Fed, in a surprise move, cut interest rates on March 3rd. And that really started the sell-offs on the Toronto market. And on March 11th, you know, only days after reaching a record high, the Toronto market entered bear market. But as we got into mid-April, things really changed and stocks started to move higher again. And it actually has ended up being not a bad year, all things considered, for the Toronto stock market. The TSX up almost 3% on the year right now, up 22% over the past 2 years. And the prognosticators are thinking that 2021 may be a good year for Canadian equities. The thinking being that there'll be a lot of pent-up demand. the inoculations will take place. People have some increased savings, and it could spur on a lot of economic growth, and financials and commodities could really benefit from it. Canadian dollar lower, it is down to 77.44 cents US. The best December
2001 Audio Video's Boxing Day sale is on now. All locations are jam-packed with wall-to-wall specials. From 4K smart TVs to the best in streaming and home audio. All on sale at 2001 for the absolute lowest price anywhere. Phone for curbside pickup or shop online at 2001audiovideo.com. 2001.
Good news. 98.1 CHFI is playing all Christmas music right now.
Download the CHFI app and add some extra festive cheer to the end of your year.
With all Christmas music on 98.1 CHFI.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy skies and 2 degrees. At Pearson International Airport, mostly cloudy conditions. It feels like 0. The News Watch never stops. 680 News is CFTR AM Toronto. Listen 3, 4, 5 times a day and always be in the know. And find out how to hear us on your smart speaker, phone, or HD radio at 680news.com/listen. 680 News time. It's 10:30.
Number 1 for news in Toronto. This is 680 News.
Here are Scott Burnett and Christine Ritchie. Good evening. This is Tuesday, December 22nd.
In for Scott Burnett, I'm Carl Garnish. Here's what's making news this hour. As he faces criticism over the timing of the Ontario-wide shutdown, the Premier announces some financial goodies.
A new discounted off-peak rate.
A break on your hydro bill is on the way, along with grants for parents of high school students.
The COVID-19 vaccine rollout continues this week in more regions across the province as Ontario sees more than 2,000 new cases for the 8th straight day. So far, the highly contagious UK strain of COVID-19 hasn't made it into Canada. That's the word from Canadian health officials who are tracking coronavirus samples. Toronto police say the death of a prominent Pakistani rights activist is being investigated as a non-criminal death, but her family believes otherwise.
The Lakers have their championship rings. Now they'll try and beat the Clippers, while Durant and Irving star in a Brooklyn win over Golden State. Sports at 45.
Money-making day for Canada's main stock index as the TSX picks up 51 points of red ink in New York, and what Facebook was reportedly set to do to try and get out of an antitrust lawsuit in the States. Business at 56.
10:31.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Queensway Hyundai. So on the westbound 401, they've shut down the express lanes from south of the airport through to approaching Mavis now. Past Mavis, I am seeing people in the express, but they have shut down that collector to express transfer as you approach here, Ontario. It's not causing any delays. Everything seems to be moving very nicely out here in the west end of the westbound 401. We have a bit of construction on the east 401 through Nielsen and the collectors where the right lane's been blocked off. But no delays through there either. We have some ramps that are closed. Those are the biggest deal right now as everything's moving well through these construction zones. But eastbound Highway 7 ramp to the South 427, that's been shut down. Both the 407 ramps onto the South 427 are closed. We have the eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427 blocked off. And also the South 427 ramp to Finch has been closed for overnight construction. Giving back is what Queensway Hyundai does best. Get an extra $1,000 holiday bonus, plus don't pay for 90 days. Never undersold. Only at queenswayhyundai.ca. Next report at 10:41 with the forecast, Michelle Nelson.
Overcast skies tonight with a wind chill near -6. Layer up if you're heading out late. We do have those cool westerly winds becoming southeasterly by morning, and that's really going to help to warm us up by the afternoon for another day of above seasonal temperatures. Your overnight low is -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, we have partly cloudy skies, 2 degrees, feeling like -3. Over at Pearson International Airport, mostly cloudy skies, and it feels like 0. 680 News time, 10:33.
If you have kids in secondary school, you will receive $200 per child from the Ontario government to help cover the costs of online learning, and your hydro bills will also be a little lower next month.
680's Kevin Meisner joins us with more details on the Premier's financial assistance plan. Some financial goodies as the Premier defends the timing of the Ontario-wide shutdown. Parents of high school students can now apply for a $200 grant to cover the cost of online learning materials. And the Premier's also offering a break on hydro bills for the month of January.
A new discounted off-peak rate of 8.5 cents per kilowatt hour.
As for why the shutdown is starting on Boxing Day instead of now, Doug Ford says people in areas where shutdowns haven't happened before need time to get ready.
Well, we gave them an extra day or so just to get their life in order, get businesses in order, and just give them an opportunity. But it's the people, it's going to be a big change for them.
Ford says with Toronto, York, Peel, Hamilton, and Windsor-Essex in the gray zone, the vast majority of Ontario is already in lockdown. Kevin Meisner, Queen's Park.
It's the question parents in the province want answered. Will students continue to learn from home beyond the new dates given by the Ford government? 680's Richard Southern has the latest from the Education Minister.
And judging by the language used by Education Minister Lecce today, it doesn't appear like the Ford government is anticipating extending this virtual learning period for students.
We want to get kids back to class, so we're taking a one-time proactive preventative intervention at the front of the school year, following the holidays, following New Year's Eve and Christmas and all that.
Meantime, speaking out today is the OSSTF, the union representing high school teachers. They say it's, quote, impossible to reconcile why Minister Lecce contends schools are safe while shutting them down. Here's what the minister had to say today.
It may not be the problem when it comes to community transmission, but we certainly could be a part of the solution and do our very best to reduce the risks and save lives, and that's what we're going to do in Ontario.
The OSSTF also claims they weren't consulted about this online learning period before the government announced it. I'm Richard Southern.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 10:35. COVID-19 vaccines were rolled out to healthcare workers in both York and Peel regions today. It also comes as Ontario sees an 8th straight day of new COVID-19 cases, over 2,000, as well as 21 new deaths. 680's Michelle Morton has the latest.
In York Region, the first rounds of the vaccine are being administered at the Cordalucci Vaughan Hospital. President of Mackenzie Health, Altaf Station Walla, says about 100 shots are being given today, then 300 to 400 each day over the next few weeks, depending on supply.
I think for many of us, especially our frontline staff, both hospital and in other sectors, this is a significant degree of protection for them to continue to do the fight that they've been putting out for the last 9 months, coming to work and putting their fears behind them and caring for patients day in, day out.
In Peel, Brampton saw its first shot at the Brampton Civic Hospital this morning. Yesterday, Trillium Health Partners inoculated a frontline nurse in Mississauga. The province launched its vaccine rollout last week, with first doses going to frontline workers in Toronto. Ontario is reporting 2,202 new infections today and 21 additional deaths. I'm Michelle Morton.
680 News Time, 10:36. The family of an internationally prominent Pakistani dissident wants answers after her body was pulled from the downtown waterfront this week. 680's Phil Martino joins us with more.
37-year-old Karima Merab was found dead Monday, a day after she was reported missing. Friend and fellow activist Latif Johar tells the Canadian press that she had recently received death threats. He claims her husband received messages from unknown people saying they would give Karima a Christmas gift she would never forget.
We personally cannot believe it was an accident or something, because we have been receiving threats.
Toronto police say it's currently being investigated as a non-criminal death, and there are not believed to be any suspicious circumstances. Merab was a prominent ethnic Baluch rights activist. She's the second Pakistani activist to be found dead this year. I'm Phil Martino.
680 News Time, 10:37. 3 Hamilton police officers are in hospital after a person in crisis call in the city's downtown core. All 3 officers suffered stab and slash wounds to the head and neck. They're all in stable condition. A police spokesperson at the scene near Cannon and James Street says investigators are now looking for security camera footage.
We appeal to the public, especially in this circumstance. Anyone who is a witness that may have been walking by, local businesses, if they have video surveillance and their business may have been closed, we ask if they could please review that.
The 24-year-old suspect is also in hospital. He's now facing 3 charges of assault with a weapon.
3 men charged in the shooting death of a 12-year-old boy are now facing more charges connected with a separate shooting that happened earlier that same day. Brantford police were called to a Comfort Inn on King George Road on the morning of November 7th after gunshots were heard in a room. No one was hurt. Several hours later, a stray bullet from a shooting near Jane and Finch left 12-year-old Dante Andriata Maraquin dead. He was walking with his mother at the time. Roshan Chambers and Jawan Smart and C.J. Hobbs were charged with first-degree murder and Maraquin's death. Police allege Hobbs was the getaway car driver in that shooting, as well as the shooting that left Toronto rapper Houdini dead. The trio now also charged with 2 counts of attempted murder each in connection with the Brantford motel shooting.
This is 680 News. Health officials in Ontario are keeping close tabs on a new variant of COVID-19. Ontario Associate Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Barbara Yaffe, says viruses can often change and mutate, and this was not unexpected.
There's no evidence to say that the illness it causes is any more severe or any different. And there's no evidence that our vaccines would be any less effective, as in our vaccines would work against this mutation as well. And the good news is we don't have any evidence of this mutant strain in Ontario at this point.
Federal Health Minister Patty Hajdu says the whole research community is working on the newly detected strain. Britain's Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the new strain appears to spread much more easily, leading to the Canadian government temporarily shutting down flights from the UK.
Coming up in 30 seconds, a check on gas prices.
680 News Time, 10:39.
Your depression is not responding to treatment, and your disability claim has been denied. My name is Aaron Waxman, and if your disability claim has been denied for any reason, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about upfront legal fees, because there are none. At my law firm, my team of lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound LTD.
Now the 680 News gas price update, and Pro says the price will go down a cent at midnight to 105.9 cents a liter at most GTA stations. Your traffic report with Greg Gear coming up in 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 10:40.
Your life has taken a bit of a break, but your dental health shouldn't. At Ultima Dental, our enhanced cleaning and sterilization protocols will help keep you safe at your appointment, while our team of professionals keep your oral and overall health in check. We also offer our patients a 0% interest payment plan, so you can get the treatment you need when you need it. Located across Ontario and the GTA, contact your local Ultima clinic or visit ultimadental.com to find a dental professional near you. Ultima Dental, care beyond your smile.
I'm Lieutenant Colonel John Murray of the Salvation Army. For more than 100 years, the Salvation Army Christmas kettle has been a symbol of help and hope during the holiday season. With requests for food, shelter, and Christmas assistance growing daily, and with limited kettles on the streets across Canada due to COVID-19, the Salvation Army urgently needs your help. It's going to be a tough Christmas for a lot of people. Help put the joy back in Christmas for hurting Canadians by donating today at salvationarmy.ca or 1-800-SAL-ARMY. Thank you, and Merry Christmas.
680 News Time, 10:41.
And with Look at Your Drive, here is Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by the GTA Lexus Dealers Association. So on the westbound 401, the express lanes are closed south of the airport to approaching Mavis. It did cause a little bit of a slowdown as they were setting up, but it's moving very nicely in the collectors to where you can get back into the express there. And both the express and collectors after Mavis is doing well for that short stretch until approaching Mississauga Road, where it unites. West 401, this is because approaching Huron, Ontario, the collector to express transfer has also been shut down. The Finch ramps now to the North 427 are closed. That's because the right lane's blocked on the North 427 through Finch and beyond. We have some other ramps that are closed. East Highway 7 ramp to the South 427. Both the 407 ramps to the South 427 are closed. The eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427 is closed, and the southbound 427 ramp to Finch has been blocked off. Lease a 2021 Lexus RX for 2.9% APR with bi-weekly payments for as low as $258. Visit lexusgta.ca. Next report at 10:51 with the forecast, Michelle Nelson.
Overcast skies tonight with a low of -2. It's going to be a cool morning tomorrow with the risk of freezing drizzle. Another day, though, of above seasonal temperatures. Your high will be +7. Some sunshine into the afternoon with rain pushing in late tomorrow night. Southeasterly winds will ramp up through the day with gusts to 40 kilometers per hour. We're tracking a system that's pushing in for the west. Eventually, we will see some snow just in time for Christmas. Your overnight low is -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, partly cloudy skies, 2 degrees. At Pearson International Airport, mostly cloudy conditions, and it feels like 0. 680 News Time, 10:43.
With 2020 almost over, Netflix is releasing a comedic special looking back at this horrible year. It's called Death to 2020. It's created by Charlie Brooker, who also produced Black Mirror.
With unprecedented access to experts, politicos, monarchs, and average citizens.
It takes a look back at some of the biggest stories this year, and it stars Samuel L. Jackson, Hugh Grant, and Leslie Jones. The trailer dropped last night, and you can watch the special on Netflix on Sunday, December 27th. Coming up at 10:48, on his way out the door, President Trump pardons more than a dozen people.
680 News Time, 10:44.
So you can get Boxing Day deals right now, before Christmas, without waiting for Boxing Day? Good idea. Boxing Day starts now at Visions Electronics. Save up to 80% off with no interest and no payments until 2022. And your sale price is guaranteed up to 60 days. And Vision beats any price by 15%. In-store, curbside, pickup or delivery, save up to 80% off. Boxing Day starts now, only at Visions Electronics. See the flyer at visions.ca.
Our local spot. He was there when we needed it most. The perfect gift. They had it. The perfect haircut. They trimmed it. They saved us a seat, a headache, and when we forgot an anniversary, they even saved our rear ends. Our local spots were there for all of life's little emergencies, even when they didn't feel so little. And now that they're the ones in need, it's our turn to be there for them. So shop SICKLY and show your love for local. Ontario, yours to rediscover.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
It's 2 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. Good evening, I'm Christine Ritchie.
And I'm Carl Garnish. Here are the top stories this hour.
Premier Ford hands out some financial goodies today, offering $200 grants for each child from the age of 13 up to grade 12, learning online. And as Ontarians are encouraged to stay home during the upcoming lockdown, the province offering a reduction on hydro rates for 28 days beginning January 1st. And 100 healthcare workers in York and Peel Regions hospitals rolled up their sleeves for the first batch of COVID-19 vaccines there. It comes as the province reports an 8th straight day of more than 2,000 new cases of the virus and 21 more deaths. And a Pakistani family filled with grief and suspicion after their 37-year-old daughter is pulled from the water near Toronto's harbourfront on Monday. She was a prominent Pakistani dissident. Her family said she recently received death threats, but Toronto police have deemed her drowning as suspicious. 680 News Time, 10:46. Now 680 Sports.
They say every year the flu virus mutates, and that's why it's not always, doesn't always work.
We've got one final as the Brooklyn Nets destroyed the Golden State Warriors 125-99. Kyrie Irving had 26 points, while Kevin Durant had 22, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in his first game as a Net to help earn Steve Nash his first victory as an NBA coach. And happening now, the Clippers lead the Lakers 29-15 in the first quarter on a night where the Lakers received their championship rings with help from their families who presented them virtually. The Raptors, meantime, held practice as they get set for their home opener in Tampa tomorrow night with New Orleans. And fresh off his 4-year, $72 million extension, OG Anunoby talked about his career growing alongside the likes of Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet.
So they were second-year players when I was a rookie, so we all started off the same, and we've all just been growing and stuff. It's been cool to see. We all work really hard. We've all been happy for each other, so it's cool to see, and we're excited for the future.
And it was a great first season in Toronto for Blue Jays left-hander Hyun-Jin Ryu, and today he was named the Warren Spahn Award winner as baseball's best left-handed pitcher for 2020. Sports at 15 and 45 pass every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 10:47.
Hi, Anthony Longo here. To help make the holidays extra special this year, Longo's has it all. Your festive ingredients and everything for the family feast, like fresh turkey, our famous AAA prime rib, and of course, surf and turf. We also have flowers, baskets, gift cards, chocolates, and all kinds of perfect holiday gifts. One shop and you're done. That was the sound of my hands doing that all done thing. For quality that meets your family standards, trust ours. Longo's.
I'm here with Bill Coy of Coy Brothers, and we're talking about soup. Apparently, Bill's got stock in a hot product.
That's super funny, but I'm trying to talk about our stock of Toro snowblowers.
Stir the pot, chef.
Oh, brother. Toro snowblowers are a hot product this time of year, and we have a variety of models in stock to clear every size of driveway. You better be ready. It's going to be a white Christmas.
When you think of soup or snow, think Toro snowblowers from the pros at Coy Bros.
KOOYBROS.com.
60 News Time, 10:48 stateside now, where U.S. President Donald Trump has pardoned 15 people.
President Trump has commuted the sentence and issued a pardon to former California Republican Congressman Duncan Hunter. Hunter pleaded guilty in December 2019 to one count of conspiracy in a case surrounding his alleged misuse of $250,000 in campaign donations for personal expenses such as family vacations and oral surgeries. Court filings from federal prosecutors show that Hunter also allegedly used some of that money to finance romantic trysts with multiple congressional aides and lobbyists. Hunter was set to begin serving an 11-month prison sentence in January. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
Meantime, many Democrats have urged U.S. President-elect Joe Biden to immediately undo many of President Trump's immigration policies.
He says he wants to bring compassion back for people seeking asylum in the U.S. or simply want to become legal immigrants. But Joe Biden says he can't instantly undo President Trump's policies.
And I will do what I said. It's going to take not day one. It's going to take probably the next 6 months to put that in place.
Mr. Biden saying he'll need more asylum judges and safeguards to make sure borders aren't overwhelmed again with immigrants. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
And back here at home, Canada's Chief Public Health Officer, Dr. Teresa Tam, was asked about Ontario's move to a province-wide lockdown on Boxing Day. Tam says she understands why the move is being made.
I do know that in the second wave, one of the concerns is mobility. You know, people are moving out of the hot zone into other areas as well. So, you know, it's just that the contiguous nature of some of the neighboring regions, perhaps.
And the mayor of Ottawa, one of those particular regions, is frustrated that his city was included in an Ontario-wide lockdown, even though cases in the nation's capital have leveled off. Coming up, traffic and weather together on the ones, and a couple jump off a New York City plane while it's still moving on the tarmac. 680 News Time, 10:50.
I've got to find a one-of-a-kind ring for a one-of-a-kind person.
Well, I've got a one-of-a-kind diamond store.
Yeah, right. All diamond stores are the same. I've seen them all.
Not like this. Spence is a diamond experience.
Tell me more.
Okay, all of the cases are open, and you can try on any ring in the store.
I've never seen that.
And in those cases are over 2,500 ring styles to choose from.
Wow.
And if inspired, you can design your own ring, and the Spence Studio will create it.
That's custom.
So custom that your one-of-a-kind person will be the only one to ever wear her one-of-a-kind ring. From the studio to her finger.
A perfect fit.
At a perfect price. You can choose artisan-created diamonds. They're 33% bigger than a mined diamond of equal price. And with Spence's financing options, that one-of-a-kind diamond fits your one-of-a-kind budget.
Yes.
That's what she'll say. Inspired by love, imagined by you, created by Spence.
In Scarborough, Vaughan, and Mississauga.
City News Time, 10:51, with his eyes on the roads. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by your local Ontario Subaru dealers. So we have construction up there, and it's blocking the express lanes on the westbound 401 from south of the airport to approaching Mavis. And on the eastbound 401, they have the right lane blocked off just past Nielsen, right at Nielsen and the collectors. Also, on the north 427, they've set up at Finch where the right lane's blocked off. So the Finch ramps to the north 427 have been shut down for the overnight. Eastbound Highway 7 ramp to the south 427 closed. We have both the 407 ramps to the south 427 shut down. The eastbound Finch ramp to the south 427 is closed, and the south 427 ramp to Finch has been blocked off as well. 'Tis the most Subaru time of the year at your local Ontario Subaru dealer. Experience the joy of symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and holiday bonus of $500. Next report's at 11:01 with the forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
For those of you hoping for a white Christmas, I have some great news. We are looking at a high chance in the GTA, all courtesy of a system that's tracking in from Western Canada. It's going to pack a punch for your Christmas Eve. Really starting tomorrow, though. Tomorrow night, this will push in late, beginning as rain, because temperatures are on the mild side. Tomorrow, we're expecting a high of 7. We will see those temperatures hold steady near 7 degrees through the overnight. Picking up that rain, really intensifying through the day on Thursday. 15 to 20 millimeters expected. Temperatures around 6 degrees Thursday, and then we will see them come crashing down as we head into Thursday evening. We're looking at a low of -6 for Christmas Eve, so transitioning to a messy mix and then eventually snow. On the backside of the system, we are going to see that light snowfall lasting into your Christmas morning. Under 5 centimeters is likely for most of the GTA. However, locally we could see higher amounts, very temperature dependent. Your overnight low is -2.
And right now we are sitting at 2 degrees, feeling like -2 with a partly cloudy sky.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Walmart.
Walmart is the #1 place to save money on groceries. Save $2.50 on a Black Diamond cheese block or a bag of shredded cheese. Now only $3.97. Walmart. Save money, live better. Coming up at 11 o'clock, the latest on Premier Ford announcing his government will provide new financial assistance for residents during a province-wide lockdown that starts on Boxing Day. The handouts come in the form of $200 grants to school-age kids from the age of 13 to grade 12 learning online. And your hydro bill will be lower next month with rates reduced on January 1st for 28 days as more people are expected to stay home during the lockdown. 680 News Time, 10:54.
Give your oven a break this year and cook all your holiday favorites on a Traeger wood pellet grill instead. Fueled by all-natural hardwood pellets, Traeger grills add incredible wood-fired flavor to everything you cook. Traeger's also boasts 6-in-1 versatility that lets you cook everything from roast turkey and grilled veggies to baked cookies and smoked eggnog. Plus, Wi-Fi technology lets you control your grill right from your phone. To learn more and find a dealer near you, visit TraegerGrills.ca/Canada dealers.
You're listening to 680 News. A pair of passengers decided to exit a New York City flight using the emergency slide before takeoff. Witnesses on the Delta flight from LaGuardia reported the man appeared agitated before standing up and refusing a flight attendant's orders to sit down. He opened the cabin door as the plane was moving and used the slide leading down to the runway, quickly followed by the woman carrying the service dog. Here's the pilot over the radio.
We had a passenger exit the airplane using the slide.
Audio courtesy of liveatc.net.
I couldn't see what the passenger did when he left. So what exactly is going on? It looks like the individual is being arrested at the time.
The flight was stopped and the plane returned to the gate where passengers were taken off for alternate flights. I'm Kelly Walker. When it comes to building brand awareness, Nick DiDonato, president and CEO of Liberty Entertainment Group, advertises on 680 News to help spread the word.
Liberty Entertainment Group runs multiple restaurants and entertainment venues throughout Toronto. When we were awarded the Gambler Rosso Best Restaurant Opening in the World for Don Alfonso 1890, it was big international news. And what better way to get the news out to Toronto than going to 680 News?
And the marketing experts at 680 News are always on hand for professional guidance.
The team at 680 News understood what we wanted to accomplish and eloquently drafted up some commercials that really got the message out for us. Don Alfonso had arrived in Toronto. Our marketing campaign on 680 News was an overwhelming success.
And the secret of that success?
Consistency on message and frequency. So being on 680 News for a long period of time, delivering the message of our Michelin chef at Don Alfonso really worked. 680 News is the way to go.
Get 680 News working for you. Visit 680ads.com. That's 680ads.com. Now the business report.
It was another down day for shares of Tesla. The stock has been pressured by some unconfirmed reports that Apple is about to come out with its own vehicle. Reports that Apple may come out with an autonomous electric vehicle by 2024. Tesla shares down 1.6% today, $640. We also had Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, indicating that at what he described as darkest days, well, about a while back, he said he reached out to Apple about a possible takeover of Tesla, though Musk said Apple CEO Tim Cook refused to take
the meeting. Interesting tidbit there. Apple shares are up 2.8% today, $131. Also out of the tech sector, Facebook reportedly offered to help create a new rival social network in order to prevent the U.S. government's antitrust lawsuits from going forward. This according to reporting by the Washington Post. The paper says before the lawsuits were filed in the States, top lawyers from Facebook approached U.S. investigators, indicating they could set up a new social network using Facebook's code and relationships with users. But U.S. prosecutors declined the offer, according to the Post. Certainly it underscores, if true, just how concerned Apple is with these antitrust suits and just what the company was willing to give up to try and make them go away. Facebook shares were down 2%, $267. All right, on the markets, TSX higher. It was up 51 points, 17,552. Technology stock strong. Shopify closing at $1,647. A record closing high for the e-commerce company. Resource stocks were lower, though, as oil fell. Crude was down 95 cents to $47.97 the barrel. On Wall Street, the Dow dropped 200 points, 30,015. S&P down 7, the NASDAQ higher, up 65. Canadian dollar 77.44 cents U.S. At the Business Center, I'm Richard Sutter.
Seriously, Mom, this is the best Christmas dinner you've ever made. Yeah, Mom, so delish.
Oh, thank you, guys. Brian, you gotta eat those peas.
Come on, Mom, you're not even eating anything.
I ate yesterday, love. It's your turn.
Even on the merriest of days, everyone needs an army. Donate today at salvationarmy.ca or call 1-800-SAL-ARMY.
This Boxing Week, unwrap more with Rogers. Like more memories captured with a pro-grade camera. More savings when you buy a Galaxy S20 Series 5G phone with financing on select plans. And get a Galaxy Tab A and Galaxy Buds Plus on us. And more time together when you order with Rogers Pro on the go for fast free delivery as soon as today. Unwrap everything on your wish list during the Wrapped in Red event. On now for a limited time at Rogers. Visit Rogers.com today. Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Walmart.
Walmart is committed to providing a safe, clean, and fast shopping experience. All checkouts are open during peak times on weekends to promote physical distancing. At Walmart. In Richmond Hill, 1 degree overcast sky. Mississauga, 1 degree, partly cloudy there. And Hamilton, 2 degrees overcast. 680 News time, 11 o'clock.
Number 1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
This is Tuesday, December 22nd. Good evening, I'm Carl Garnish.
And I'm Christy Ritchie. Here's what's making news this hour.
The Premier defends the decision to delay the Ontario-wide shutdown to Boxing Day.
We thought we'd give them another day or so.
This as he announces new financial goodies for parents of students and a break on hydro bills.
As the province sees more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for the 8th straight day, more regions are administering their first rounds of the vaccine.
A new report is shining a light on which group is less likely to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Was it a drowning or a homicide? The death of a prominent Pakistani rights activist here in Toronto has sparked grief and suspicion.
The Clippers are taking it to the Lakers on ring night in Los Angeles, while Kyrie and KD show out for the Nets on opening night. Sports at 15.
More buyers than sellers on the Toronto stock market today. The TSX climbing higher and Oprah Winfrey doing some financial wheeling and dealing. Details in business at 26.
News time, 11:01.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. First up, your drive with Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Sportsnet. So just take a look at the eastbound 401. They're shutting down the express lanes from Mississauga Road. It's going to last to just east of the 410. So on the eastbound 401, we have some express lanes shut down now. And on the westbound 401, express lanes are closed from south of the airport to approaching Mavis. We're not seeing any delays here just yet because of these closures. It's pretty lightly traveled right now, and the collectors are handling everything just fine. North 427, as you approach Bloor, the express to collector transfer has been closed. We also have the Finch ramps to the North 427 shut down. We have the East Highway 7 ramp to the South 427 closed. Both the 407 ramps to the South 427 are blocked. Eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427 is closed for maintenance, and the South 427 ramp to Finch has been shut down. And then another transfer closed on the South 427 this time. It's at Bloor, the collector to express transfer has been blocked off. If you had the ability to stream the game from the bathroom, wouldn't you do it? Live stream sports with Sportsnet Now. Visit snnow.ca for details. Next report at 11:11 with forecast. Here's Michelle Nelson.
Mainly cloudy for tonight with a cool westerly wind. Will drop down to a low near -2, but it's going to feel more like -6. So layer up before you head out the door. Those winds will start to ease around midnight, becoming more southeasterly by the morning. Your overnight low is -2.
And we are sitting at 2 degrees with a partly cloudy sky. 680 news time, 11:03.
In an effort to ease the sting of a province-wide lockdown starting on Boxing Day, the Ford government is rolling out financial aid. It includes lower hydro bills and a grant for parents of secondary school students.
680's Kevin Meisner has more on the financial goodies being offered.
Parents of high school students can apply for $200 grants for online learning materials, and Associate Energy Minister Bill Walker says for the month of January, hydro rates will be dropped to the lowest off-peak rate of 8.5 cents per kilowatt hour.
We know that staying home means using more electricity, and that at a time like this, the last thing people need is to worry about their electricity bills.
But Premier Doug Ford is still being asked why the Ontario-wide lockdown is not being done immediately. Ford says people living in areas that haven't been locked down before need time to prepare.
We thought we'd give them another day or so, let them get ready. But keep in mind, the vast majority of the population of Ontario right now is locked down.
Gray zone restrictions are already in place in Toronto, Peel and York regions, Hamilton, and Windsor, Essex. Kevin Meisner, Queen's Park.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 11:04. Well, we do know both elementary and secondary school students will be learning from home when the winter break ends. But as 680's Richard Southern tells us, some are still wondering if this round of virtual learning is going to be extended past January.
It sure doesn't sound, judging by comments by Education Minister Lecce, that the Ford government is intending to extend this online learning period beyond January.
We're taking a one-time proactive preventative intervention at the front of the school year, following the holidays, following New Year's Eve and Christmas and all that, to protect the incredible progress we've made in our schools. So, of course, our intention is to get kids back into class on the dates prescribed, the 11th of January for elementary students and the 25th for the vast majority of secondary students.
Meantime, the union representing high school teachers, the OSSTF, speaking out about this online learning period. They say they were not consulted about this prior to the announcement, and the union says it's, quote, impossible to reconcile why the Ford government claims schools are safe while they're shutting them down. Richard Southern.
Hospitals in York and Peel regions received their first batch of COVID-19 vaccine today. It comes as the province reports an 8th straight day of more than 2,000 new cases of the virus and 21 more deaths. 680's Michelle Morton reports.
York region is seeing its first round of the vaccine administered today. President of Mackenzie Health, Altaf Station Walla, says the Cordalucci Vaughan Hospital is seeing about 100 shots given today, then 300 to 400 each day in the coming weeks.
This is the sort of the ray of light that we have, a very significant amount of hope that is now kind of penetrating to the healthcare sector and I think to the broader public. You know, when we had to get ready for this clinic, on top of everything else that everybody was doing, everybody stepped up because this is the one positive thing that's going on in our lives, both at work and at home. So I think it's a very great day.
In Peel, the Brampton Civic Hospital administered its first shot today as well. And yesterday, Trillium Health Partners inoculated a frontline nurse in Mississauga. The province launched its vaccine rollout last week when the first doses went to frontline workers in Toronto. There are 2,202 new cases reported today in the province and 21 additional deaths. I'm Michelle Morton.
680 News Time, 11:06. A new report in the U.S. is shining a light on what group is less likely to get the COVID-19 vaccine, and experts say it's a similar story here in Canada. As far as Amin of City News reports, vaccine hesitancy in some communities stems from historical mistrust of governments.
A recent survey from the U.S. found that Black Americans were less likely to get the COVID-19 vaccine, even if it was free and determined safe by scientists. Experts have said this hesitancy is rooted in medical mistrust. Case in point, the Tuskegee syphilis experiment, a 40-year U.S. study that never informed hundreds of African-American participants that they were test subjects and they didn't get treated for the disease despite there being a treatment. Months into the pandemic, Ontario finally began collecting race-based data. So did Toronto, finding that the Black community was disproportionately impacted by the virus. And with vaccine rollout here, Indigenous peoples have been identified as one of the priority groups. There were some lessons from H1N1 and the rollout of vaccinations. A major challenge was that it wasn't communicated to certain communities. why they were considered prioritized groups.
I'm Faiza Mead for City News. 680 News Time 11:07. The family of a Pakistani human rights activist whose body was pulled from the water near downtown Toronto is not convinced this was a drowning. 680's Phil Martino has the latest.
37-year-old Karima Merab was reported missing on Sunday. She was found dead the next day. Toronto police say it's currently being investigated as a non-criminal death, and there are not believed to be any suspicious circumstances. But close friend Latif Johar tells the Canadian press that she had recently received death threats, and he and her family are deeply suspicious about what happened to her. He claims her husband received messages from unknown people saying they would give her a Christmas present she would never forget. Merab was a prominent ethnic Baluch rights activist. She came to Canada in 2015 after leaving Pakistan amid terrorism charges and death threats. She's the second Pakistani activist to be found dead this year. I'm Phil Martino.
680 News Time 11:08. 3 Hamilton police officers have been taken to hospital after they were stabbed while responding to a person in crisis call in the downtown area. Police say they received several 911 calls about an erratic man with a weapon near James and Cannon Streets. Officers are being treated in a hospital for wounds to the head and neck. They are in stable condition. Police now say the suspect, a 24-year-old Oakville man, has been arrested and charged with 3 counts of assault with a weapon. He's also being treated in hospital as well. His condition is not known at this time.
3 men charged in the shooting death of a 12-year-old boy are now facing more charges connected with a separate shooting that happened on the same day. Brantford police responded to a Comfort Inn on King George Road on the morning of November 7th after gunshots were heard in a room. No one was hurt. Several hours later, 12-year-old Dante Andriata Maraquin was killed by a stray bullet in a shooting at Jane and Finn. She was walking in a shopping plaza parking lot with his mother at the time. Roshan Chambers and Joanne Smart and C.J. Hobbs were charged with first-degree murder in Maraquin's death. They are each facing charges with 2 counts of attempted murder connected with the Bradford motel shooting.
Coming up on 680 News, we will check the price at the pumps, and this portion of the news brought to you by Vaughan Chrysler Fiat.
680 News Time 11:09.
Happy holidays from Vaughan Chrysler. After a tough year, there's more reason than ever to celebrate the spirit of the season. Your Vaughan Chrysler family is thankful for all your support and proud to be there for you with friendly service and incredible savings. Get 15% off all new Jeep Compass and Jeep Cherokee models. Vaughan Chrysler has the largest Wrangler inventory in the GTA with special lease rates as low as $75 weekly plus tax. Shop online today at VaughanChrysler.com. They can't wait to see you in 2021.
Now the 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts that the price of gas will drop 1 cent at midnight to just under $1.06 a liter at most GTA stations. Still ahead on 680 News, we will have traffic and weather together on the ones.
680 News Time 11:10.
Hiring can be challenging, but ZipRecruiter makes it fast and easy. We talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. That's ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada. ZipRecruiter.ca/Canada.
680 News Time 11:11.
It's time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Watching the Tuesday Night Drive, Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Diamond and Diamond Lawyers. On the eastbound 401, express lanes closed approaching Mavis to east of the 410. It's not causing any problems at the split. You're just getting into the collectors that are moving just fine. Westbound 401 south of the airport to approaching Mavis. The express lanes are also closed. Same deal here.
I'm sick and I'm not sniffing.
Just fine. North 427 approaching Bloor. The express to collector transfer is closed, and that's just fine as long as you don't need to transfer here. But just heads up, it is closed. And we have the Finch ramps to the North 427 shut down as well. Eastbound Highway 7 ramp to the South 427, that's been closed. Both the 407 ramps to the Highway South 427 shut down. The eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427 is closed, but westbound is open. And on the South 427, the Bloor collector to express transfer has been shut down. So just heads up through there. City streets, hearing of a crash at Avenue Road in Glenview, that's south of Lawrence, blocking some lanes possibly at this intersection. If you've been injured in an accident, your suffering and expenses could be completely covered. Call Diamond and Diamond Lawyers for free consultation, 1-800-567-HURT. Next report at 11:21 with the forecast. Michelle Nelson.
A cloudy night for the GTA with a low near -2, a wind chill of -6. It is going to be a chilly start to your Wednesday with some gusty southeasterly winds. The chance of freezing drizzle early morning, but then sun and cloud for the afternoon. Your high will be +7. Well above seasonal. Temperatures will hold steady at 7 degrees tomorrow night as some rain pushes in, lasting into your Thursday. Your overnight low is -2.
And we are sitting at 2 degrees with the partly cloudy sky. 680 News Time, 11:13.
Federal Public Safety Minister Bill Blair says the government is doing enough at the border to protect Canadians from COVID-19.
He told reporters today Canada's border controls are some of the strictest in the world.
COVID-19 cases related to international travel currently account for only 1.8% of all cases. That means 98.2% of COVID transmissions are a result of community transmissions, not international travel.
His comments followed criticism from Ontario Premier Doug Ford, who's calling on Ottawa to do more to prevent travelers from bringing in a new strain of the coronavirus into the country. From the Canadian Press, I'm Roger Ward.
Still to come on 680 News, a check of your top stories in sports.
680 News Time, 11:14.
Fighting cancer is hard, but fighting cancer and your disability insurer, well, that's just inexcusable. My name is Aaron Weitzman, and if your disability claim has been denied for any reason, call me at 416-661-4878. And don't worry about for legal fees, because there are none. And my law firm, my team of lawyers only get paid when you get paid. And before you call, you should always remember that there are no bad questions. 416-661-4878 or on your cell phone at pound
2001 Audio Video Boxing Day sale is on now. All locations are jam-packed with
how many people apply for private disability benefits think it's good?
Best in streaming and
He just
all on sale in 2001 for the absolute lowest price anywhere. Phone for curbside pickup or shop online at 2001audiovideo.com. 2001.
It's always 416.
This is All News Radio, 680 News.
Partly cloudy skies and 2 degrees in downtown Toronto. Good evening, I'm Carl Garnish.
And I'm Christine Ritchie. Here are the top stories this hour.
To lessen the blow of the province-wide lockdown on Boxing Day, the Ford government is rolling out some new financial aid, including lower hydro rates next month and a one-time payment for secondary school students to help cover the cost of at-home learning tools. The COVID-19 vaccine rollout continues across the province, with hospitals in Peel and York regions receiving their first batch today. This does come as Ontario reports more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for an 8th straight day, as well as 21 new deaths. 3 police officers are recovering in hospital after being stabbed while responding to reports of a person in crisis in downtown Hamilton. Police now say the suspect, a 24-year-old Oakville man, has been taken to hospital. He is facing 3 charges of assault with a weapon. Coming up after sports, as his term in the White House draws to a close, U.S. President Donald Trump has pardoned more than a dozen people. Now 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here is Josh Goldberg.
It's been quite the night already on the first night of the NBA season, with the Brooklyn Nets destroying the Golden State Warriors 125-99. Kevin Durant looked razor sharp in his first regular season game since April of 2019 after missing last year with an Achilles tear, pouring in 22 points in the win. Happening now on Sportsnet, the Clippers and Lakers are underway after a very emotional ring ceremony where family members virtually presented the Lakers with their championship rings, with the Clippers now leading by double digits late in the first half. The Raptors, meantime, open up their season Wednesday night against the Pelicans in Tampa, but practiced ahead of that game And head coach Nick Nurse was a guest on Tim and Sid and spoke about how Pascal Siakam is trying to put a rough finish to last season in the bubble behind him.
He's working. I think that there's no secret to the questions he's gotten about his game pre and post bubble. I think he's acknowledged that. I think he's taken it head on. I see more of a smile on his face. I see more energy at practice.
And some NHL news is Sportsnet's Chris Johnston reports that there are rumblings of a Toronto-Montreal matchup as part of opening night on January 13th, while forward Mikael Granlund is reportedly re-signing in Nashville on a one-year, $3.75 million deal, according to Elliot Friedman. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour, or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
680 News Time, 11:17.
So you rich yet? Since I switched to Questrade, the lower fees are making a big difference.
Sounds complicated.
Please, Questrade makes it easy. They have different investing options, including Questwell's portfolios, which they manage for you. You're not still investing with mom and dad's guy, are you? Come on, man.
It's time to switch to Questrade. See how you can retire wealthier with the Questwell Portfolios RRSP at questrade.com.
I love these play dates with the kids. But how could one glass of wine turn into 3? I was only going to have one. Day-to-day pressures can contribute to increased drinking among women. Talking about it can help.
Hey, Joe. You've had a few drinks, and I know you've got a lot on your plate right now. Why don't you and the kids stay for dinner, and afterwards we can talk?
Drunk driving is a woman's issue, too. Learn how to reduce the risk at changetheconversation.ca.
You're listening to All News Radio 680 News at 11:18. U.S. President Donald Trump has pardoned 15 people as he makes his exit from the White House in about a month. As ABC's Aaron Katersky reports, that includes a former Republican representative of New York.
Former Congressman Chris Collins was the first sitting member of Congress to endorse Donald Trump in 2016. His career representing Western New York ended with an insider trading indictment and a 2-year prison sentence handed down by a judge in Manhattan who said Collins had a higher obligation to obey the law given his elected position. Collins copped to his crime and said his name would always come with an asterisk.
Trump has also pardoned other Republican allies, including a 2016 campaign official ensnared in the Russia probe and former government contractors convicted in a 2007 massacre in Baghdad. 680 News Time, 11:19. Police in South Carolina are now facing a lawsuit from a black man who says they ordered him to stand outside his house naked at gunpoint. We'll get more from ABC's Janai Norman.
The video from June 2019 shows 71-year-old Jethro Devane standing in a doorway, telling police he lives there as the officer points a gun at him, though he's done nothing wrong.
Who else is in here? Hey, just you?
Police were reportedly searching for 4 kids who had allegedly broken into a car nearby.
Devane's lawyer says it's similar to an incident that involved a black woman in Chicago. This is 680 News. Walmart is being sued by the U.S. Justice Department for allegedly helping to fuel America's opioid crisis.
The federal government's accusing Walmart of violating federal law by pressuring its pharmacies to fill thousands of prescriptions for the powerful painkillers, even those that pharmacists knew were invalid from suspicious providers. Federal law required pharmacies to monitor for suspicious orders for controlled substances and report them to the Drug Enforcement Administration. Prosecutors allege Walmart didn't do that and didn't allow its pharmacists to refuse those questionable prescriptions. Walmart operates more than 5,000 pharmacies and stores across the country. Jackie Quinn, Washington.
In 60 seconds, we will check on your drive with Craig Gear, followed by the extended forecast with Michelle Nelson, both together on the ones. 680 News Time, 11:20.
Let's give a little differently this year. Not just from the heart, but from the neighborhood. Because local is where you find the special unique gifts for the special unique people in your life. So order takeout from a nearby restaurant, shop online from a local boutique, have craft beer delivered, or get curbside pickup of your favorite person's favorite chocolate. If we all gave a little local, we'd help a lot of local. So this holiday season, shop safely and show your love for local. Ontario, yours to rediscover. Your roof sprung a leak. Water came through, shorted out the furnace, the radiator too.
When you need money fast, Prudent Financial has been your best bank alternative since 1984.
If you need money in a hurry, PrudentFinancial.net. Get money quick, just one click.
PrudentFinancial.net. If you own your car or your home, get a loan. Borrow up to $75,000 in less than an hour. Self-employed, no proof of income, no problem.
PrudentFinancial.net.
What?
It's time for traffic and weather together. Checking on your drive. Here's Craig Gear.
This report is brought to you by Queensway Hyundai. So just off the phone with the traffic spotter at star 680. Thanks so much for letting me know. Southbound on the DVP approaching Bloor. One of the shoulders, traffic spotter spotted a pedestrian having a stroll southbound on the DVP approaching the Bloor exit. So just watch out through there. We have some construction. It's closed the express lanes. East 401 approaching Mavis to east of the 410. No delays here. Westbound 401 south of the airport to approaching Mavis. Express lanes also closed through this stretch. A couple of transfers closed. North 427 approaching Bloor. The express to collector transfers blocked, and then the Finch ramps to the North 427 have been closed. We have the eastbound Highway 7 ramp to the South 427 blocked. The 407 ramps to the South 427 are closed as well. Eastbound Finch ramp to the South 427, that's been blocked off, but westbound's open, and the South 427 ramp to Finch is closed. And then the Bloor collector to express transfer has been shut down. Toronto Police responding to a crash. Southbound Avenue approaching Glenview. Some lanes could be blocked here. This is south of Lawrence for this collision. Giving back is what Queensway Hyundai does best. Get an extra $1,000 holiday bonus, plus don't pay for 90 days. Never undersold. Only at queenswayhyundai.ca. Next report at 11:31 with the forecast. Michelle Nelson.
A high chance for a white Christmas in the GTA. For today and tomorrow, though, we're just looking at mostly cloudy skies. The chance of some flurries. Tomorrow, we'll even see some sunshine with a high of 7 degrees. We're tracking a system that's pushing in from Western Canada. It's going to bring us rain starting late tomorrow night. That rain will pick up by Thursday morning with 15 to 20 millimeters expected. Temperatures will hover near 6 degrees on Thursday. So we are going to see that rain continue for your Christmas Eve. But eventually, those temperatures will come crashing down, courtesy of a sharp cold front. So a messy mix as we head into Thursday evening, and then eventually changing over to snow just in time for Christmas Eve. Looking at a low near -6. So on the backside of this system, we are expecting to see some light snow to wake up to Christmas morning. Under 5 centimeters likely for most of the GTA, but locally higher amounts. Very temperature dependent, but the good news is a very high chance of seeing a white Christmas in the GTA. Your overnight low is -2.
Right now in downtown Toronto, we have partly cloudy skies. It feels like 2 degrees. At Pearson International Airport, cloudy conditions, and it feels like 0. Coming up at 11:30, we will have the latest on financial aid being rolled out by the Ford government to ease the blow of the province-wide lockdown starting on Boxing Day. It's expected to include lower hydro rates next month and a $200 grant for secondary school students to help cover the cost of at-home learning tools. Now, these new measures do come as Ontario reports more than 2,000 new cases of COVID-19 for an 8th day in a row, as well as 21 deaths. 680 News Time, 11:24.
Ho, ho, ho! Bowring is back with one huge GTA warehouse location at 95 Orphis Road. It's the greatest sale of the season. Doors open daily from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Warm up the holidays with savings up to 80%. Save on all the beautiful things you love, from tableware and home decor to furniture and Canada's largest and best assortment of Christmas trim and decor. Don't miss the European food market with amazing delicacies. Shop now for best selection. Bowring, always beautiful, always affordable.
We're here with you
until regular life resumes and after,
giving you everything you need to know.
Stay informed, stay safe. This is 680 News.
98.1 CHFI is your all-Christmas music station. Listen online at chfi.com for all your festive feels today.
All Christmas music is now playing on 98.1 CHFI.
It's never too late to find the perfect gift. Now you can shop online at indigo.ca and pick up in store in as little as 3 hours. It's the fastest way to shop for all the books and gifts you love. Visit indigo.ca for details.
This is Superfan Napatia. You see me driving a lot of SUVs, but I have fallen in love with the new Genesis GV80. The only seat that can compare to my courtside seat is behind the wheel of my new luxury SUV by Genesis. But there is very limited availability. Test drive the official car.
fucking hell. Fuck off already. Jesus Christ. So I don't know precisely what you've done here. I don't care exactly how you did it. I know somebody gives you a code and you just enter it. Yeah, I can see the icon. No, it should disappear at some point. Okay, like what? So what are you proving?
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about the Mi'kmaq people and the or to work on November 16th at 6 p.m.
You're doing this, so it doesn't represent anything about me to me. So your connection's unstable. Sure it is. And now the music stopped again for no reason. No, I never touched that button. And it comes back up again magically. Okay, so it's going to cut in and out and skip like a CD with AM static. That makes a lot of sense, right? Well, I've been waiting about 10 minutes to know. Well, if it's going to freeze, yeah, there it goes. So there's no point. So I'll just wait here till it comes back again or doesn't. Yeah, I'll press the button once. You'll do that 30 fucking times. If I say click and it skips, that kind of proves to me that this is being manipulated. Yeah? Yeah, it always takes 8.5 minutes. It always takes 8.5 minutes to load the track. It's already on the fucking run, right? It was 4:20 when I started. It's 4:30.
I do this for my SG riders, GD don't keep right behind the CD, get it behind me, sipping on the gin. Them hoes stay down when it's sticky, all my niggas rather with me, I be feeling trippy, blowing in the wind. Shorty wanna talk for the night, fall off with this life.
I hope you have your offerings close, bundled tight, and in plain sight. As I tell you
what's going on here. This
about the
playlist is all
night when
fucked up again.
all the wooden Indians
Takes
came to
2.5
life.
fucking minutes every time I press that button, of course.
It was a night.
Okay, 8 seconds each way.
That make me run away from this clash, yeah. This clash, yeah. And there is no DJ can put the competition to danger. Nothing you can do that make me run away from this clash, yeah. This clash, yeah. And there is no DJ can put the competition to danger. 4 3 2 1 is slack is track. Black 43 safe for the package. They get their views up and then
Fuck's sakes.
I hope you have your
right. Okay, we're gonna have to do them one at a time and play 20 seconds on each one because that's how the app
Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters, a podcast about the Mi'kmaq people and the Hillary
really
First Nation. Welcome to Mi'kmaq Matters.
But it's not being interfered with.
New York niggas are
don't know how we're this far into the playlist.
When it comes to money, I'm up in these screws. My niggas 5 niggas, they be bringing they jewels. I used to ask God for things, but I would never get it. Now I'm just stealing and ask God for forgiveness. You worried about the wrong man, I'm a shooter. Give a man an inch and he think he the ruler. There's no I in team, there is a me. The American dream to believe it, you die there slain. I know it's bad, but I'm high anyway. Anyway, help me stay fit high anyway. Say the talk, God gotta pray, but I don't get it. Cause when God talk back to me, that hell's just a credit. I don't talk shit, I pull up pistols. I'm like a ventriloquist, you never see my lips move. I'm throwing money up, never catch any bitch. Box too fat, can even go skinny dipping. I started with nothing and still have most of it. I'm pulling out hammers like jumping Jehoshaphat. I can't remember the last time I got something. Just cause it's decoration, nigga, so stop fronting. It's sticky finger, I'm maniac depressive. I'm passive aggressive. You better spread the message. You know who the best is. You better have your best. I'm good, big, black, and ugly. I call that bitch precious. I sweat on my nose, they stated. New York niggas is out. Yep.
Wow, this is so impressive. All this hackery. Holy fuck, that oil's like red, this recipe. Yeah, if I reach for the mouse, yeah, keep showing me weird fucking edited photos of me and skip frame by frame over and over. And it said something about reaching for the mouse. I said reach for the mouse and he got all fucked up. That's why I haven't tried yet. It's been 14 fucking minutes. I still haven't tried to see what track it's on yet. I can't figure out why it's so far down in the playlist. I don't really care, but I just don't see the purpose this person is serving. I know it's meant to irritate me and interrupt my drawing is what it goes out, so I don't get it. Like, we've been smoking for 15 fucking minutes. Don't have, freeze up, and show one eye pointed up or one down, and my mouth open in a weird shape and all that shit. Well, you're doing the same things as the last, and you look at what time it is. So who's it going to be? Okay, so for some reason the music's frozen. No, I didn't turn it off. Why would I? Come on, make the bars go up and down, up and down, up and down. Come on. There's some reason the menu's not loading. Yeah, I know. Every time I speak, you're going to freeze it up. I know. I don't care. So I'm not saying anything important. You've done it 18 fucking times in a row. Well, I'll do something. Come on. The fuck are you doing? Come on, pussy-o. I'll sit there and pluck out ingrown hairs the rest of the night, but I'm not going to fucking give a fuck about you.